So how many of you remember Before the Storm? I know it's a long time ago. But Before the Storm, both Anduin, this is something that is just ridiculously interesting, right? In Before the Storm, both Anduin and Sylvanas touches Azerite. And they get two very, very distinct visions. Sylvanas sees how she conquers everything. She rules everyone. Anduin sees how he makes peace. How he establishes peace within the universe. So here is my thought. And this is something that I actually wanted to discuss with the Whispers tonight, but we'll get into that still. The King of Diamonds have been made a pawn. A pawn of what? If he was made a pawn by the Void, the Void was just, they fucking jinxed themselves, right? They scamased themselves because everything they told him eventually led to their destruction and them losing. So if he was made a pawn, that makes no sense. A pawn of whom? Of Azeroth. What if everything that is happening now up until this point has been willed by Azeroth? What if Azeroth's greatest champions is Anduin and Sylvanas? They don't even know it. Sylvanas and Anduin doesn't even know yet that they are playing her game. She wants to be free. She needs to be free. Right now, she can't wake up. But she showed them their visions. Sylvanas will be the one who brings war. Anduin will be the one who brings peace. But what peace? How? The two ideas is not that opposite. Not at all. If you pay attention, and obviously, what good would a Akalon Sunday shill show be if we're not gonna watch some fucking cinematics, right? Anduin, in my opinion, is one of the most amazing choices Blizzard have ever had for a character. 100%. Without a fucking doubt. One of the most amazing choices Blizzard have ever had for a character. What needs to be paid attention to here, right? What needs to be, I guess, marked in this cinematic, and we're gonna watch the other one as well, by the way, but the marking here needs to be the back and forth, the level of respect shown by both of these. There is respect here. There is a kind of respect that you wouldn't expect to see from Sylvanas. Not to Anduin. I mean, why? You see, Anduin is considered to be wise beyond his years, right? He's considered to be wise beyond his years. Anduin is also a character that, one of the few characters of the light that doesn't serve the light fanatically. If you look at Arthas was pretty fanatical in his service to the light. Anduin has never shown any sort of fanaticism towards his following of the light. Instead, Anduin tends to be far more, shall we say, accepting of the possibility that it could be wrong, if that makes sense. That there could be another way.
I do hope you've settled in. The accommodations are a bit sparse, I know.
Where are the others? Are they safe?
Safe? No. I wouldn't say any of them are safe.
I am so tired of your games.
As you wish.
Sylvanas starts this off, and this, by the way, it's not my... This is not, again, a breakdown of the cinematic. I just want to watch it because it's fun, right? I love this cinematic. I love the next one as well. But I just want to watch it because it's fun. So I'm not doing analysis here. I'm trying to point out why Azeroth making the choice of Sylvanas and Anduin could have been the best choice that she ever made, right? Because both of these want to be free, right? Both of these understand what is at stake. You see, Sylvanas have seen the other side. She knows the slavery that awaits all of them regardless. Anduin, on the other hand, is the reasonable one. This is why we see two visions. Sylvanas sees how she controls everything. She rules, the queen of everyone. Anduin sees how he brings peace to the world, how he establishes that peace. You see, Anduin is the yin to her yang. He is the one who is meant to hold her before she does something too fucking stupid. And I think he's succeeding. I think he's succeeding in that.
No more secrets. No more lies. You are a weapon we will use to achieve our ends.
I will not become an instrument of death.
So you favor life. Is that it?
That's an interesting way. The way she puts it. The way she... It's just really, really fucking well done, right? It is just really well done. The way she... No, she's not talking about life, the cosmic force of life. She's talking about life here in terms of you're alive and I'm dead. Because she is undead, she's not alive, right? So that's basically... She's just talking about life in general.
Momentary flicker. Every cruel second spent delaying the inevitable in an endless war that you, like every Wrynn before you, will not survive.
She's breaking through. Now, was Anduin a lesser man? Was Anduin a lesser man? This would probably have been enough to convince him. Your father, your entire bloodline wiped out. You really still believe life is the right choice? You really still think that this system is fair? See, but that's why Anduin is so fucking perfect for this role. Because Anduin isn't hot-headed. He's not the type of character that just runs in, you know, guns blazing, come what may. Instead, Anduin listens to what she has to say, and he starts to figure her out, as we'll see in the next cinematic. He actually does start to figure her out. And by the way, Lilianda, I saw your tweet on Twitter. I can't get enough of that fucking cinematic either.
You know the truth. Nothing is fair. Not life, not death. So we're going to tear it all down.
This is what Azeroth wants. Azeroth wants to turn down the system. Because the system is the thing that makes her a prison. It keeps her imprisoned. But remember, if you're gonna tear down the system, any system, there's a famous quote. I can't remember who the writer was that said this. But the writer basically, he said, one can only truly ever be free when you've been freed from your liberators. You see, because liberators are activists. They are revolutionaries. They are warmongers. So one needs a liberator in order to set you free. But then you need someone to liberate you from that liberator. Because if that liberator continues, they will see every problem as another revolution, as another thing that needs to be fixed. Right? What's the famous English quote? To a hammer, everything is a nail. Right? That's effectively what it is. If you're a hammer, everything is a nail. And that's what this boils down to. Sylvanas, she's got the liberation mindset. She wants to liberate the universe. The problem is, where does she stop? This is where Anduin comes in. He is the voice of reason, or at least meant to be that voice. The voice that says, you can't undo it all. There must be an end to it.
And what purpose would that serve? Everyone suffers, Sylvanas. But destroying everything will not take away the pain.
Oh, you misunderstand.
This is exactly what I mean by this, right? This is exactly what I mean by, even for Sylvanas at this point, it's not about destruction. This is something I saw on Twitter a while ago. Someone said, how the fuck could you even follow someone like Sargeras or someone like Zuval? Because they just want to destroy everything. And then when everything is destroyed, we have nowhere to live. This is what Anduin understood from her as well. But that's not what she's saying. She's not saying, I want to destroy it all. She's saying, I want to destroy the system that holds it together. So, I want to destroy the in-between bits. The bits that take away our freedom. That's what I want to destroy. Not the bits. The in-between bits.
We're breaking a system that has always been flawed and remaking it into one that is just.
Do you expect me to believe that all this time, you've been fighting for justice?
How can I convince you?
She believes that. No more snide comments. No more bullshit. Chat, are you getting the same thing that I'm getting here? How can I convince you? That's serious. She really believes that she is fighting for justice. I'm not asking you what you believe. That's a whole different discussion. Remove yourself from this discussion. I want you to think about her mindset here. Chat, what do you think? What do you see the change in how she answers him?
Expect me to believe that all this time, you've been fighting for justice.
How can I convince you?
How many see what I see and how many people think that I'm wrong? And please, by all means, speak up. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me why. The whole purpose and point of these things is to figure out the truth. So I wouldn't mind being wrong. She honestly believes what she believes. Well, yeah, she believes what she's saying, right? Wants Anduin to believe her. So we most of us agree that she believes what she is saying. This is not just another game. She's not lying to him. She's not saying, I want justice just so that she can get something else. She genuinely believes what she's saying. Pakistan, but that's always been Sylvanas. She doesn't share her plans with anyone. Maybe because she doesn't trust anyone. That's her biggest mistake with Cao Fang as well. She believed that Cao Fang would see the truth, even though she never told him the fucking truth, and then blamed him for not telling the truth. I mean, this scar is pretty recent, Stephen, so I believe that's why it's there, and most likely also a reminder to her, more than anything else. Yeah, okay, so a lot of you are now inserting your own opinions, which is fine. You can have your opinions. But I'm not, in this instance, I'm not interested in your opinions. Now, I don't mean your opinions aren't valid. I just mean, do you believe she believes what she is saying? That's all that's important here. And I think the vast majority of you do believe that she believes what she is saying, right?
From our first breath to our last, every decision is made for us. Then, the afterlife decides what eternity we must endure. We can't even choose who we couldn't control.
By the way, as I said before, I was completely wrong on this. We can't even choose who we serve. And I think the reason is because she really didn't have a choice. She genuinely did not have a choice in who she serves. She had to serve the jailer. There was no choice. And before you guys go, wait, what are you talking about? She didn't have to serve the jailer. Think about this. And this is actually the video that's coming out on Tuesday. I've already made that. In this video, I give you the entire history of Sylvanas, but I'll go over it again, just in very broad strokes. Sylvanas dies valiantly, defending her people. She is brought low and killed by Arthas honorably. In terms of war, she died on the battlefield defending those that she loved. Instead of getting the honorable death that she is owed, she is raised into servitude by Arthas. Now, if you've played Warcraft 3, I believe it was, you will learn what it was like for Sylvanas as a Banshee. She could see what was happening. She could see what she was doing, and she couldn't stop it. So imagine yourself being trapped in your mind. You are fully aware of what is happening around you, and yet you can't stop it. Your body is doing things that you yourself know you do not wish to do. Sylvanas had to slaughter her own people. The people that moments ago she was fighting for. She is now slaughtering them at the behest of the Lich King. Finally, she gets herself free, and she vows never to serve again. She will never be someone else's puppet. Her entire life's mission becomes the end of the one who turned her. And then, years later, she finds herself atop Icecrown Citadel. And the words of Illidan echoes in that moment. If you can close your eyes and you can imagine Sylvanas standing at the top of Icecrown Citadel, hear the words of Illidan Stormrage. The hunter is nothing without the hunt. You see, here she stands. She has defeated him. He is dead. And yet, that was why she lived. That was why she fought. And she realizes, I have nothing left. And she throws herself off of Icecrown Citadel to the Saronite spikes below. It shatters her body, and in an instant, before the Kyrian can even arrive, the Valkyrs of Zuval intercepts. We now know that the Age of Night was wrong. The Age of Night tells us that she woke up in the nothing. Steve Denuser told us this was wrong. In that moment, she met Zuval for the first time. And what does Zuval show her? Chat. What do you think Zuval shows Sylvanas in that moment? He didn't have to do anything, and he didn't have to betray her. He didn't have to lie to her. He showed her what would happen if she got sent to the Arbiter. What happens when she gets sent to the Arbiter? She becomes a slave once more. She needs to serve someone else once again. Someone else becomes the master of her universe. Now, for someone like Sylvanas, can you imagine a worse fate? She has spent the last few years of her life fighting to get free, fighting to never serve again, only to realize that once she dies, she will serve again. So I ask you again, chat, do you believe Sylvanas had a choice in serving Zuval? No, she doesn't serve the jailer. Buxton, she does not serve the jailer. This has been made very clear. She is his partner. She does not serve him. Steve Denuser said this. Ian said this multiple times now. You see, Zuval told her, if you want, I'll let you go, and you can go to the Arbiter, and she will place you. Or, you serve me, and we change this forever. There was no choice there. This is exactly what Sylvanas is going to say to Anduin in a moment.
Anything but through the jailer, control of our fate will at last be possible.
Look around you! At what and who you've joined. What makes you believe you're not just a weapon to achieve his ends?
You have a choice to consider. Join us willingly, or be made to serve.
I thought you believed in free will, Sylvanas.
We've never had free will, little lion.
Boom. You see, in this instance, she really is giving him the choice that she never had. Because there was never a choice for her to make. She was made to serve, and then she was told that she will serve again. There was no choice. Sylvanas is telling him, you can serve willingly, or we'll make you serve. It's not a good choice, by any means, because it all ends in the same thing, but it is a choice that she was never given. Because it all started with Arthas. That was the moment that things turned for her. Right? That's where it started. So if we go to the next one here. Alright, in this one, and the reason I want to show you guys this one. In this one, we actually get to see the influence that Sylvanas, or that Anduin has had on Sylvanas. And by the way, it might sound to you like this video or this discussion is about Sylvanas. It actually isn't. But in order to understand Anduin's discussion in all of this, you must understand, or Anduin's part in all of this, you must understand Sylvanas' role. This video is actually about Anduin. Because for the first time ever, I can say that one of my favorite characters is off the Alliance. Anduin is just, he is becoming very quickly one of my favorite characters. Very, very quickly.
Sire Denathrius has been taken prisoner. What is our plan to recover him?
Every soul has its purpose. Denathrius has fulfilled his. We must forge our next weapon.
He's not ready.
This genuinely bothers her. The fact that he's not willing to wait. You can see it on her face. She's genuinely not. We must forge our next weapon. She genuinely, he's not ready. That genuinely is a problem for her.
Then a more direct approach is necessary. We have not come this far, only to falter now. You know what must be done.
again. You know, these endless lectures of yours
Have failed to convince you. Regardless, the conversation is over. One way or another, we will have you. So I will offer this one last time. Join our cause, or be made to serve.
What kind of choice is that? Why even give me? It's the choice you never had. Despite all your grand designs, there's still some shred of your...
The anger that they show as Anduin figures this out, this is why I think Blizzard just did such an amazing job with choosing Anduin for this, because he is the one character that is breaking through all of it. Look at, as soon as he figures that out, look at the fist that Sylvanas forms, right? The fist that forms, the anger immediately, because this is parts of her that no one was ever meant to see. No one was ever meant to know this about her.
You never had. Despite all your grand designs, there's still some shred of your mortality haunting you. As if the Banshee Queen hasn't entirely eclipsed the Ranger General.
Don't.
Now I understand why you brought me here. Why you've tried so hard to persuade me. Because if you can get me to let go of hope, you finally can too.
Enough! Submit.
She's still hoping. Everyone kept remarking on this. Everyone kept asking, why is no one talking about her trigger word, which is clearly hope? Because she hopes to. She hopes to be free. Hope, it's still there. As much as she has tried to convince herself that it doesn't exist, that she no longer has hope, and that she's tried to convince others that hope shouldn't exist, she still has it. You see, and Anduin is the one who figures that shit out. You can see the anger build up inside of her as it happens. Hope is her last left feeling. I can't blades. It could be. Hope is the one thing that keeps driving her forward, but it's also the one thing that she hates about herself most, because she believes it's the one thing that's holding her back, so to speak.
You finally can too.
Enough! Submit. You are only making this harder on yourself.
Not harder on me. Right now, you hold all the power. How will you use it?
You see, what Anduin does here is insane. Look at his arms. He is completely throwing him at her mercy. He is telling her, okay, if you have no hope left, if what you want to do is to make me serve, then you will do what was done to you. I will not give in. I will not give you that satisfaction. Right now, you hold all the power. How will you use it? It is genius, and no other character would have been able to do this. Can you imagine Greymane in this situation, chat? Can anyone fucking imagine what Greymane would be doing in this situation? Or Thrall, or even Jaina? They would not have the clarity of thought. They would not have the clarity of mind to keep their cool the same way that Anduin is. Hey, look at this. Look at his image there. He is completely throwing himself at her mercy.
How will you use it?
I've not come this far to fall.
The doubt in her face in this moment, she is parroting the lines of... She is legit parroting the lines that the jailer just said moments before. She is parroting it, but look at her eyes. Look at her eyes flickering, literally moving from one side to the next. She is doubting every word that she is saying in this, and all because of this young king.
I've not come this far to falter now.
Then why?
She doesn't believe the words that she's saying. She's saying it, but her eyes don't believe it.
Do you hesitate? Make your choice, Sylvanas Windrunner.
The heroes of Azeroth, ladies and gentlemen. The two that will bring down the system. That is at least my belief. So let's get yours.